Hi everybody, Miss Slocum here. This is the first part of a two-part video where I'm going to be showing you how to create a Frida Kahlo artwork. To do this, you just need one thick piece of paper, a pencil with an eraser on it, and a black marker. We're only going to be doing the drawing portion today, so we don't need anything to color with yet. Now, I was having some issues with my lighting earlier, so you'll see the next part of this is in black and white, but that's okay because our drawing today is only going to be black and white. I'm going to start off with a U shape in the center of my page, and this is going to be for her face, so we don't want it to be too small. On either side of the top of that U shape, I'm going to put some ears. I'm not worrying about the hair or anything yet. My next step is the eyes, and we want to do nice almond-shaped eyes or football-shaped eyes. And the way I like to do this is to start with the tops of my eyes first, making sure that they're even, and then I finish them off with a very shallow smile shape. Inside of those almond-shaped eyes, I'm going to do a pretty large circle, and that's going to be the inside of her eye. And you'll see that my circle kind of goes off the top and the bottom of my eye shape. Next step is her eyelids, which is just going to be a quick little line above her eye, and then I'm going to put some eyelashes. I'll do longer eyelashes on top and shorter eyelashes on the bottom. Next is her nose. I'll start with a line that comes down just a bit in between her eyes. Then I want to draw two nostrils, and you'll see these aren't big circles in the middle of her face. They're almost like sideways ovals. And I'll put a nostril line on either side, almost like a parentheses. I'll end it with a little dip under her nose, and we're finished with that. Now I want to do her mouth. I'm going to start with just a line for her mouth, but Frida Kahlo always had very bold lips in her artwork, so I'm going to create some lips. It's almost like a letter M that got spread out on the top and a letter U on the bottom that's also spread out. Next thing I'm going to do is create her trademark eyebrow. Now, Frida was always known to have a very strong unibrow. She never plucked this eyebrow. She actually sometimes penciled it in to be darker because it was an area of pride for her. She loved her strong unibrow that she had. So I'm starting with two eyebrows, but then what I want to do is connect them in the middle. And I'm going to use a zigzag line to do that, another zigzag line underneath. Really quick, I'm going to give her some cheekbones on the side of her face, not going all the way through, just a little line that comes in from the side. Now I'll draw her hairline, and I'm going to come up from the tops of her ears, and you'll see I'm just going to do a wavy or wiggly line right above her eyebrows. I'm going to start the sides of her head, but I'm only going to go up a bit. I don't want to go up all the way because I'm going to fill her hair with flowers. Frida constantly wore flowers and big beautiful flower crowns, so that's something we definitely want to put in our Frida artwork. Now you can put any type of flowers you'd like in her hair. I'm going to do a few different styles. Maybe I'll do some that have pointy petals, some that have rounded petals, and I definitely want to add leaves onto all of these flowers. You want to fill that whole top part of her head with flowers that are big, small, and medium. You'll see I want to put in as many different flowers as I can, and I want to fill that whole space above her hairline, almost like she has a headband that's just filled with flowers. Now that I'm done with her flower crown, I will add a few lines into her hair just to show that it's tied back. I'm going to add 2 little wavy pieces of hair that are coming down in front of her ears. And I'll finish her hair off with a big bumpy line that goes all the way around her flower crown and ends right near both of her ears. Now Frida often wore her hair in braids or all twirled up, so I'm just going to put some swirls in her hair to show a nice fancy texture. My next step is going to be giving Frida a neck. Now don't make her neck too skinny, we don't want her to look like a lollipop. You want her neck to be just a little bit wider than her chin. Not too thick, not too skinny. I drew a simple curved line here to separate her neck from her body, and I'll draw 2 lines on either side that curve down and come right off the paper to be her shoulders. I'll add some bumpy lines all the way across that on the top and bottom, and that's going to be the top of her dress. Now Frida loved to wear lots of jewelry, so I'm going to give her a nice pearled necklace here, and I'll turn this line into another type of necklace. I'm also going to give Frida some big earrings. She loved to wear big flashy earrings that represented indigenous Mexico. Now another thing Frida was known for was having many pets, so we're going to sneak a few of those into this artwork too. We'll start by drawing Bonito, Frida's parrot, and we're going to put that on her shoulder, starting with an oval right above her shoulder. I'm going to give him a head that is right on top of that oval, and I'm going to put a beak on that head, a nice curved beak because parrots have big curved beaks. I want him to have an eye, some feet, and attached inside that oval, I'm going to give him a big long wing that comes down over her shoulder, and I'll erase all my extra lines. I'll finish him off by putting a few feathers on top of his head too. Now we're also going to put Frida's black cat into this, and I just want to sneak him in, peeking above her shoulder. I'll do that by drawing 2 ears and the top of a head filled with 2 little kitty eyes. I'll give him a little nose, and you can't forget his tail peeking up off the side as well. Now that we're done with the pencil portion of this artwork, it's time to trace over all of our lines with black marker. I'll be using a permanent marker because I plan on using some paint on this artwork next week. If you don't have a black marker, a black crayon also works well for this step. To finish off my marker step, I'm going to color in Frida's eyes, but instead of coloring them in completely black, I'm going to draw 2 shapes on the top just to leave a little bit of a highlight, and then I'll color everything around those 2 shapes. When you're finished all of your black marker steps, your final step is to use an eraser and get rid of any of those pencil lines that might be peeking through. Now, if you use black crayon instead of marker, don't do the eraser step because the eraser might actually end up smudging all of your lines. And that is it for this week. I hope your Frida drawing turned out awesome. Next week we're going to go over how to color her in. Alright everybody, until next time, bye bye!